All right, let's see. That's probably why. All right, I think we're good now. Let's connect it up here. Sorry for the delay. I was having technical difficulties for a second. But I think we're good. I think we're rolling now for today, February 13th, 2022. I think we're going here. So we got some connections going here for it. So hopefully you guys will be joining us for the next hour. 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Super Bowl Sunday, Return of the Walking Dead on AMC Plus. Man, it's a great day. Big day for a lot of stuff going on. So hopefully, if you saw the episode, we'll talk about a couple things first. It's a pretty big episode, so we'll talk about non-spoiler stuff for like 15, 20 minutes. And then, 30, 40 minutes, we'll talk about spoilers of the episode, review, recap, breakdown, all those different things. It's exciting to talk about The Walking Dead because it's back on, somewhat television, because we have the AMC Plus release. So if you don't have AMC Plus, you haven't had access to watching it, obviously spoiler warning for The Walking Dead season 11 episode 9. But it's a good episode, very good episode. But overall, guys, so today's a big day for stuff going on. We got the Super Bowl later today. We got a bunch of stuff. Sorry, this computer is doing a bunch of stuff. Hopefully it catches up. There we go. I think it's smoother now for the stream. So hopefully you guys are going to watch the Super Bowl for the spectacle, the entertainment. If you like the Rams, if you like the Bengals, I don't care who wins. Personally, I'm here to watch the Super Bowl for entertainment. I have some DraftKings stuff, so I'll be watching. Hopefully Cooper Kupp does well, OBJ does well. I still think the Rams are going to be the thing. So it's going to be the team to beat. They're at home. They've been in the Super Bowl before. They're a tough team. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl, and why? Are you rooting for the commercials, the food? Do you care about the Super Bowl at all? It's just crazy. So either way, guys. So for those who don't know, The Walking Dead season 11 episode 9 aired on AMC Plus, not AMC. That's next week. And so AMC Plus viewers, members, subscribers, people who have access to watching it, will be watching it a week earlier. So a week earlier means a lot for some pretty big time things. It doesn't mean a lot if nothing really happens in the episode, but some pretty big stuff happened in this episode. So again, we'll talk about non-spoiler stuff for about 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll get into it there too. But overall, guys, it's a good day. Hopefully you're safe and sound for this, I guess, still pandemic. Super Bowl Sunday, it's a cool day. 6:30 p.m. East Coast time. If you're in the West Coast, it's 3:30. We got Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, halftime show. So it should be cool. It should be interesting. Hopefully it's entertaining, exciting. I didn't see the trailer, but I believe, if I am correct, I saw a thumbnail for the trailer. I think it's titled Nope by Jordan Peele, who wrote Get Out, I believe. And I want to say Steven Yeun is in it. Steven Yeun is in the trailer, thumbnail at least, for that movie. So I definitely have to check it out. I think Steven Yeun's a great actor, and I'm excited to see what future stuff he has. It's always cool to see the Walking Dead stuff. Geriand, whoever you are, relax. We'll talk about The Walking Dead for 45 minutes. Like, there's plenty of stuff to talk about. If you want to leave and come back, or you just want to leave, that's fine too. But ultimately, it's pretty cool to see the Walking Dead cast, people get out of there and go on to other things. So I'm excited to see where people go for that. But ultimately, the Walking Dead family is where it's at too. I'm excited to see what happens with, I think John Bernthal has been a great actor outside of The Walking Dead. Steven Yeun, Denai Guerrera, John Bernthal. Who else has really been that big of a actor outside of it? I would love to see, and Norman Reedus has been a couple things too, of course. But, it's always cool to see things when you're like, hey, that's Daryl, that's this, that's there. It's always remembering the characters from the show. So, you know, I don't know why the AMC Plus is having the episodes air a week earlier. I'll take it. I'm not going to complain about it. Like, some people don't watch it, so they don't want to, they just complain about it because they don't have a chance to watch it. And I guess that would be like kind of annoying too if all these people are watching it and you're like, well, I watch it on AMC. And to know that people are watching it earlier, does it give you FOMO? Does it give you anxiety, apprehension, especially if something big happens? And then, like, I don't know where this has come about, but people occasionally every week post a comment in the chat or in the different videos that I post that they're like, I have a friend who works for AMC, or I know a person that works for AMC, and they said that they're not going to post the final episode a week earlier on AMC Plus. So I don't care if they do or don't. I'm going to watch it whenever I can watch it. It's not a big deal. But like, it's kind of been weird too. Like, people have said the kind of same exact thing. So is it a bot? Is it a troll? Is it this? I don't care. I'm going to watch it. This is when I have a chance to watch it too. So Negan won, my Frito-Lay guy. I actually bought 1 share of Pepsi stock when it fell a couple of days ago. So I thought about you when I bought it. And when we got some Pepsi and some Lay's potato chips for the game today, I'm like, yeah, nice. Frito-Lay, good stuff. They raised their dividend and everything there too. And that's something I want to get into talking about outside of The Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead is ending this year, right? Some people still don't know that it's part 2, 8 episodes, and then part 3, and then the main show is over. So I can't believe that some people just aren't aware of that. It clearly says part 2 of 3, like all over the place on the Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, all over the place too. So 11:09 is a great start. It's a really great start of the show. I'm putting it up there. Like, my favorite episode is episode 609. That's No Way Out. It's the episode Alexandria. 11:09 reminds me a lot of that in a lot of aspects. And it's right up there with, still 609 is probably the best episode in the series. So 11:09 is not the best episode in the series, but it's really good. A lot of big stuff happens, setting up some major events, and kind of reminds me of 609 too. Because if you think about 609, walkers, Alexandria, saviors are really introduced, like pretty big time there. They're fighting for Alexandria. Some pretty big stuff happens at Alexandria. Our group comes together. They kill all these walkers in an epic showdown and epic stuff. And it's like, man, it's pretty cool. So I have to complete the formatting of my review, but I'm going to post that on Monday. And it's like a 20-minute long video. I really break down a lot of the episode with stills from the episode from 11:09. And so I'll have that on Monday, but I'll talk about it, in a couple of minutes, where we'll really break down the episode a lot. So I don't know about you guys, but it felt like a long time for The Walking Dead to return. I felt like, because it was August, I guess, instead of October. So if it went August to October, so I guess it was the longest, right? It was the longest return of the show for a while, because before it wasn't 16 episodes. First season is 6 episodes. Second season is 13 episodes. And then they went 16 episodes. And it kind of was one of those things where October, November, December, February, March, April, October, November, December, February, March, April, October, November, December, February, March, April. It was like, that's how the formatting was. And then it was all of a sudden August when stuff came out. And then October was World Beyond and Fear the Walking Dead. It just was weird. So it was longer. And it feels longer. So I don't know what they're going to do for the third and final part of it, because the second part is going to be February, March, April, and then Fear the Walking Dead, April, May, June. Tales of the Walking Dead, probably June, July, or July, August. And then is it going to be August, September, October, and then Fear the Walking Dead, October, November, December. It makes sense it would be August, because I don't think you would really want to have Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead on at the same time too. So, but it's just something that we'll have to see down the road. It's not that big a deal for how we have the Walking Dead, the final. So it'll be bittersweet after these 8 episodes run. It's going to be interesting to see when they're going to post or upload the thing, because we'll probably get the trailer at Comic-Con in July, and it makes sense to have that. But if we have Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Tales of the Walking Dead, we're kind of in it now. So the Fear the Walking Dead is going to be the April summer show, and then Tales of the Walking Dead 6 episodes, and it's going to be bittersweet though to have the second part done, and we started that today. So if the second part finishes in 7 more weeks from now, it's going to be sad to think about the final ending. The final series is getting there, but this is a really good start for sure. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, if I wanted to keep up with tradition, should I watch tonight or next Sunday, or is next Sunday the second episode? So if you have AMC Plus, it's always going to be a week ahead. So today is 11:09, 11:10, 11:11, 11:12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. If you want to watch it on AMC, you can't watch it today. You got to watch it next week. And so next week on AMC Plus is 11:10. So it's going to be always a week ahead. So if you're going to wait and you have access to AMC Plus, it doesn't make sense to wait unless you want to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you want to watch it however you want to do it. But if you have access to watching it today, I would watch it today, because there's going to be a lot of spoilers around, if not already. There's already some stuff going around. Some of them were kind of right. Were right but wrong. Wrong but right. So the biggest thing is, like, we get to find out about a couple characters. Some stuff happens to a couple characters. So I don't know too. It's kind of interesting to see how it goes down. The ending really sets up some major things, and that's what you want in a premiere. 11:09 is a premiere episode. 11:09 is probably the best episode so far in season 11. Season 11 has been a little on the weak side in the first 8 episodes. We kind of had some stuff with the train stuff and with Negan and Maggie here, there, but we get answers. The Reapers were pretty weak, in my opinion, and a lot of people too. So I'm not sure. Mike Allen asks, where is Tales going to air? I'm guessing it'll be an AMC Plus and AMC show, just like it is, because I would assume that AMC wants you to have AMC Plus for the whole year. And if there's really no reason to have it, like there was really no reason to have AMC Plus in January. Unless you bought for the whole year, you got the bundle, you got the cheaper getting it earlier. You could have bought it probably on Black Friday price or end of the year price for, I don't know if it was like $24 for the year or something. Like, it was a great deal. That's a great deal. $2 a month. I don't know, taxes and fees or whatever, how much it ended. But that's a great deal if you're getting it for $2 a month. So I'm going to start talking about the spoilers, or talking about the episode, in a minute and 30 seconds or a minute and 20 seconds. So we'll talk about it for 45 minutes on there too, guys. So spoiler warning coming up if you don't want to know about the episode. I usually do a half hour, but there's a lot to talk about in this episode. So it's a good setup for a lot of good stuff, and I want to give adequate time I'm going to give 45 minutes for it. So, but the episode does not disappoint. That's for sure, in my opinion. Even though there's some kind of weird moments that I'm like, how did that happen? We're just supposed to take it for granted. But if you have not seen Jack Reacher on on Amazon, it's a good show. Jack Reacher is the character. Alan Richson is his name, who plays Reacher. Is great. I love it. It's a great show. It's a little obvious what happens in the show. I never read the book, so I don't know. But if you ever get a chance to watch Reacher, good show. Yellowstone, good show. And my wife and I have watched the first 2 episodes of All of Us Are Dead on Netflix. It's got the cheesy, zombie stuff going in it. But I would say I don't not like it. I don't think it's great, but it's okay. I like 2 characters in the show so far, so hopefully it gets better in the 3rd and remaining episodes. But those are the main shows that we're watching now too. So, all right, guys. So let's talk about some different spoilers for the episode. So spoiler warning, guys. Spoiler warning. I appreciate everyone that's here, so I don't want to give too much away if you don't want to know. So again, 3, 2, 1, spoiler warning. So season 11, episode 9 picks up. And if you don't want to know spoilers, you can watch the opening minutes at halftime on AMC's Facebook page or YouTube channel or Twitch channel or whatever. They have the opening minutes at halftime of the Super Bowl today. But we're going to talk about it right now too. So 11:09, spoiler warning. Again, it starts with at the Meridian at night. The Hawaka rocket firework things are flying into zombies and they're exploding. They impale a walker. The walker's like got it in it. It's like, and it blows up. Pretty cool. Maggie is like weaving and bobbing through the walkers, and then a couple other walkers get the rockets in them, blow up. So she hides by this fence and gets out of the way. Reaper comes over to the other part of the fence, kind of by the metal part, sees that it's Maggie, and they start fighting. Maggie fights the Reaper. She starts getting beat up. The Reaper holds Maggie out so a rocket like impales her, and Maggie fights back, knees him in the crotch, punches him in the face, and does all that, pushes him out into the open, and a rocket actually flies into his back. Maggie's like, and the Reaper blows up. So Maggie gets to safety. She ends up going inside a building. She listens, and she sees Negan and Elijah come through a door. So she says, "Oh, let's get you patched up." So she goes into the infirmary. She gets some bandages and some stuff, goes into a secret compartment thing, closes it. And at first glance, you're like, how does she know that? Well, she knows the Meridian. It was her place. She knows this place. So as she's in there looking, there's like a cutout in the door. She looks and she sees Carver. Carver comes in. Carver gets on the radio, talks to Leah. Leah says no one leaves alive. So she wants to kill everybody. Maggie looks at Negan. They talk. Maggie's like, what should we do? Negan's like, well, my thing is we leave out of here alive. Forget the food. Let's just get out of here. We should live. We should stay alive. Maggie's like, well, we shouldn't go home empty-handed. We should stay and fight. Then I think it goes to Alexandria. So it's kind of like night, day kind of thing. So then it goes to Alexandria where you see the walkers coming inside the house with Rosita, Lydia, and Diane. They're killing the walkers by the door or by the stairwell, killing walkers, just like 608, Rick, Michonne, has a lot of same vibes. 1109, 609, there's a lot of good stuff, especially with Alexandria. The walkers are still coming in. The rain is still coming down, but not really, it's not a big storm anymore. Even though the basement is still getting flooded, we see Judith and Gracie still in the basement. Walkers are coming into the basement. Judith and Gracie look at the door. Gracie puts a shovel by the door to block it. The walkers break the door a little bit. This walker sticks its head through. It's like, hi, and it like scratches its head on the door frame. It's pretty gross, pretty awesome. Judith and Gracie run back down the steps, get onto the table, kill like a walker or two. They're like, should we go on this pipe? Walker reaches up, grabs Gracie. They kind of like, they're in danger. We see Jerry and Aaron run back into the church in Alexandria. Too much smoke. We can't do anything. The windmill's on fire. They can't put out the fire. They need to save the windmill. They need to stop the breach. They need to stop this. There's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what they were doing since 1108, but then you see Magna, Connie, and Kelly walking towards the windmill, and Carol comes around and stuff. So then Jerry, Carol, and Aaron talk what to do. Connie says, we'll do this and do this, blah, blah, blah. Then Aaron hears the whistle. It's Gracie blowing the whistle. She's in danger. So Aaron's like, I gotta go. And so he runs away. And I guess they put out the fire at the windmill. We never see it happen. A lot of stuff happens off camera. It's not a big deal, but it is kind of a big deal, especially with Aaron and the basement stuff. But either way, Aaron looks down, sees the window, breaks the glass, sees the walkers trying to get Judith and Gracie. He's like, hey, bangs on the thing. The walker's like right there with Gracie, turns and starts coming towards Aaron. It's like, what are you doing? But either way, we don't see Aaron go through the glass, but either way, he jumps, kills the walker, fights a bunch of walkers. Judith and Gracie jump off the table, hide in the corner. Aaron is under the water. It's, a tough, I kept saying a precarious situation in my review because it is. It's like he's dangerous, this, and he ends up like smushing the face with his, mace ball, spiky ball hand thing, and then punches it in the face, and then smushes it. He gets out of the water. There's blood all in the water. Judith, Gracie, they stand on one by one, by the way, step on Aaron's shoulders, go through the window. All these walkers fall down the steps, come into the water, and now Aaron is trapped in there with all these walkers. It goes between like Alexandria a little bit, Meridian a little bit, Alexandria a little bit, Meridian a little bit. So we'll just talk about the Aaron situation and just get the Alexandria stuff situated there for a little bit. So Lydia, Diane, and Rosita are killing the walkers. Lydia's like, I'm going to go check out the basement. She goes through the window, goes outside, sees Aaron looking down. Hey, oh my God, Aaron's on a pipe now. We didn't see him jump up to the pipe, but he's on the pipe. He's climbing the pipe. And again, it's a lot of stuff that's like, how did he do that? But either way, he's using the pipe, he's doing that thing, and he's going. And Lydia's like, I'll be right back. So she ties a rope to an outdoor pipe, somehow gets it through the window, don't know what she ties it to inside the basement because Lydia is pulling Aaron out of the window. That's all we see, that's all we get. So either way, like, how did that happen? What'd she tie it to? But again, who cares? Aaron survives, Lydia saves the day, and everybody's okay. So I know a lot of people thought that Gracie was going to die. She doesn't. She's very much alive. Whoever confirmed that, whatever, it doesn't happen. So either way, everything's good there. Everyone's safe inside Alexandria. It's fine. So back to the Meridian. Let's just go back to that. So we see Maggie. Father Gabriel is running in the courtyard. A Reaper has a gun pointing at Father Gabriel. Daryl tackles the Reaper so he can't shoot Father Gabriel, and Daryl fights this guy. His name is Alden, evidently. It's a pretty good fight scene. Daryl has a gun or his knives, take it out, stab, block, fight, kick, punch, everything. Boom, boom, boom. Daryl ends up stabbing the guy in the chest or in the stomach or something and chokes him out, and he kills him. There's a walker by the door. You hear Leah and some Reapers talking. Well, it's locked. We'll break it open. So Daryl puts Alden down on the ground, takes the gun, and hides. Leah comes in, sees Alden, a dead Reaper. She gets upset, runs out the room. Daryl was behind the chalkboard, so he's safe. He was hiding. He's safe. Then we see Maggie running in a hallway. Let's go to Father Gabriel's thing. Father Gabriel runs up the steps, trying to go to the roof, but comes across the minister guy. The Reaper, minister, father, priest guy, whoever. They talk. That's far enough. The priest guy knew that Father Gabriel was in the woods when he was there. He says that he talks to God. He knows God. He listens. He doesn't object. He just does what he says. They talk. The Reaper priest guy puts his knife away. Father Gabriel talks about religion and that he doesn't believe the Reaper guy and this and that. So they have a back and forth, blah, blah, blah. Either way, Father Gabriel ends up stabbing the guy in the side, in the abdomen, and I guess he kills him. Then he runs out, and I guess he gets to the roof, but more on that later. We see Maggie running down a hallway being chased by Carver. Maggie tries the door. Yeah, Mancia is his name. Great. Either way, he's dead. So Maggie tries the door. Carver's like, you're stuck. So then Elijah comes out one door. Maggie is there. And then behind Carver Negan comes out with the pipe. So Carver's like, okay, let's do this. And I'm really glad Carver puts up a good fight because it makes no sense for Carver just to get his butt kicked, military trained, a badass fighter dude. He basically, Elijah is weak. He's got a wound in his leg. He's not doing well. Boom, he's taken down. Carver kicks him in the leg. Elijah's pretty useless. So it's basically Negan and Maggie versus Carver. Maggie fights Carver. Carver knocks Maggie down. Negan comes at Carver. Carver blocks, punches him, does this. Negan hits him with a pipe in the stomach, kicks him back. He goes to this doorway. As Negan looks on Maggie fighting Carver, Negan looks to his right. He sees this fire station setup thing with sand and a bell. Carver jumps kind of off the wall and knocks out Maggie, or knocks her down at least. Negan comes out with a big smile on his hand. He's got the bell in his right hand that he takes off. Sand from the bucket in his left hand. Carver's like, He's like, I got the bell right here, right? Carver's like, come on, right? So Negan throws the sand in his face and goes, dink, and knocks him out with the bell. It's pretty awesome. It reminds me a lot of when Rick hit Negan in the face. I thought that was a bell too, but I couldn't tell. I couldn't remember what it was in season 8, episode 8, where he uppercuts him, and then Negan's like, he falls back. And it's not the same thing, but it reminded me a lot of that. Maggie goes over to Elijah, who's been laying on the ground, gives him back his kama, the weapon with the kind of sword kind of thing, or the axe kind of thing. And there's no dialogue. It's kind of weird. And Elijah's like, he has these weird faces, and he's like, makes these grunts and whatever. And he gives back the kama to Maggie, basically saying, without dialogue, you do it. You have to kill him. For Josephine, my sister. He killed her. And so you could have just been like, you got to do it. You got to do it. Something, right? It's just weird, the faces and stuff. So as Maggie's about to go end Carver, Daryl comes in. He's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. We need him alive. Maggie asks, is it for you? Is it for her? Is it for this? No. How we're going to get out of here, we need to have an agreement. Because Elijah can barely walk. They're just not going to be able to walk, fight them to get out of there. So Leah is called on the radio by Daryl, and Daryl says, it's me. Not like, hey, it's Daryl. It's me. Like, you're supposed to know who it is. But either way, it's Daryl. They set up a meeting outside. They talk about what to do. And, Elijah says, just let me go. Let me be. If it goes down, just leave me here. And Maggie's like, I'm not leaving you here. Daryl gives Maggie the gun that he took from Austin. She puts it in her back pants. Leah opens the door. She comes out. Daryl comes out with Carver, using him as a hostage, has his knife to his neck. Leah says, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're not just going to let us go. And Daryl says, look, I'm going to let you go. Go north. Don't ever come here. If you ever see you again, I'll kill you. Nope, blah, 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 blah. Ends up, Leah has a gunman on the roof, Jensen. Takes a shot, warning shot. Doesn't hit Daryl. It hits around Daryl. It's a warning shot. Daryl uses his Carver as a human shield, what do you do? So he's like, no, what we're going to do is you're going to drop your weapons. You're going to come out, blah, blah. And so she orders everybody to come out. Negan, Elijah, and Maggie. Carver's let go, cut free. So Carver has his hands free. And Elijah doesn't like that. Carver kind of, it's like, come on. With the finger, with the hands, he's like, come on. Yeah. What you got? Cocky, kind of good to see something like that too. It was just kind of refreshing. Like, yeah, that's how that guy would be. That the Reapers kind of feel like they have the upper hand. They have a gunman on the roof. So Elijah has one crutch and he's coming at him. He's like, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. And Leah's like, don't come closer. Don't come any closer. So then he ends up collapsing on the concrete and passes out. Boo. Falls down. So you're like, all right. So Jensen is ordered by Leah to kill Maggie, the woman. And as something happens, Carver is shot in the leg. Poof, shot in the leg. And Leah's like, Jensen, what are you doing? What are you doing? Pan to Gabriel, who killed Jensen. And Jensen, call me Gabriel. And Gabriel's looking through with his left eye, through the scope. It's kind of awkward because he's right-handed, obviously. So he's looking through the scope. And I guess you could do it. It just looks off because his right eye's bad. So he's looking through it. He's like, looking. So either way, he has the rifle now. So then Leah's like, we'll take the deal. We'll take the deal. We'll get out of here. We're going to run out here free. And Maggie's like, yeah, right. You weren't going to let us do this. You weren't going to let us go. So, no. Daryl's like, just go north, blah, blah, blah. What about Carver? Nah, Carver stays. So Carver's on the ground. Leah says, I'll see you soon or whatever. So Maggie and everybody lets Leah and the 2 Reapers go. And I have to say that one of the Reapers has the same mace that Rick had in season 9. So is it the same one? Is it a different one? Was it there? Did Maggie have it? Like what? It's cool to see. It's got to be the same one from the props department, but you'll definitely see it. And you're like, yeah, that's Rick's mace. So, yeah. Mike says you can do that look. I know. So yeah, I mean, I guess it just looked kind of awkward, but either way, we're supposed to take it as what it is, and it's fine. With Father Gabriel looking through the scope. So Leah's walking with the 2 Reapers. They drop their weapons and they're walking. Maggie looks at Elijah. There's no Alden here. There's no Frost here. There's no anybody like that. It's Elijah that says, you got to do it for Josephine, for the others they killed. Because Josephine was Elijah's sister that was killed by Carver. So I know that Maggie gets pissed. She takes the gun out of her back pants, points it at the Reaper next to Leah, boom, shoots him, shoots the Reaper next to Leah, boom, and then shoots Leah in the arm. Leah runs away. Daryl yells at Maggie, no. Maggie turns around, shoots the other Reaper that she didn't kill, so killed the 2 Reapers, but Leah got away. So the last Reaper standing is Leah, who's very much alive. So Leah comes back, or Daryl doesn't like what Maggie did. Maggie goes over to Carver, points the gun at Carver, out of bullets, looks around, picks up the comma, jams it in his chest. Carver's like, oh. Carver's dead. So Carver killed, again, the last remaining standing Reaper is Leah. Then we see blood in the dirt. Daryl went and tracked Leah. Leah's hiding in some weird little thing, makeshift shelter. She has her knife out because she doesn't know what's going to happen. Daryl says, look, get out of here, before I change my mind. And so Daryl lets Leah live. So Leah is very much alive. So in the trailer that we saw, it looks to be it could be a flashback, but we knew that Leah was alive. So, Mike, Leah was shot in the right arm, in her right shoulder. So, but she's alive, and I don't think she didn't turn. She was there with her knife. So, more from Leah later on this season, maybe part 2, part 3. And the actress is in around Georgia and Sonoy, seen a lot of times, so we always thought that she had a good shot of living. Don't know how it sets up the Daryl and Carol show, what they're going to do that, but Leah is alive. So they're packing up the stuff and they're putting it in the cart. Maggie says, I got to go do something or whatever. I'll meet up with you guys. So then she takes her bow and arrow and then she leaves. Meanwhile, Negan's watching this entire thing. He's watched it play out what Maggie has done. And he's no dummy. He knows that Maggie is dangerous. That Maggie took revenge on the Reapers and took them all out. He's like, she would do the same thing to me. So Maggie goes back to the church. And she knocks on the door. And she's like, Alden. She says his name weird, by the way. But she goes inside. There's a walker that is a Reaper. So a Reaper, they went to the church and got inside there, and I guess Alden killed the one Reaper, turned into a zombie walker. Maggie kills the walker. She looks around, no Alden, no Alden, no Alden. She looks down, Alden is crawling on the ground, but he's a walker, which we kind of thought Alden wasn't going to make it. Perfect type of character, perfect type of story. So Alden is a walker. Maggie puts Alden down. Reminds me a lot of when Andrea did it with Amy in season 1. and Maggie's upset. A day turns to night. Father Gabriel and Daryl are talking by a campfire. And, I jumped ahead. Maggie buries Alden, puts the cross of the stick cross thing in the ground. There's like 4 graves there too. So I didn't know who they were. Was it like just fellow people that died? Was it like Reapers? Was it her people that she buried too? Like, I don't know. It's not really explained. But either way, Alden is buried. Yes, he was a crawler. So he's not a walker. He was a crawler. And so he, as Maggie is, finishing up the grave and doing that, Negan comes behind and says, look, I don't blame you for what you did, but you're dangerous. You would basically do this to me. I'm no dummy, so I can't risk this. So you make you think, for a brief couple seconds, it makes you think that Negan is going to attack Maggie. But nobody wants to see that. I didn't want to see that. We didn't see that. Negan says, I'm going on my own. So he just leaves. Turns around and leaves Maggie by Alden's grave. Thank you, Jon Snow Rules. Says that the ending actually made me hyped for the future. So, yeah, we'll talk about the ending, but it's 6 months later. There's a 6-month time jump. And, the ending is pretty cool. We'll have to see how it builds for the Commonwealth versus Maggie angle. But pretty cool stuff. We'll talk about that in a little bit when we get there. So, Negan goes out on his own, leaves away. So the woman that the black woman that he meets in the trailer, I guess he meets her on his own. We'll have to see who that woman is, the community group. What does he do? Does he stay with them? Does he go to the Commonwealth? We'll have to see how it plays out. But Negan's on his own. Maggie goes at night to the campfire where Father Gabriel and Daryl are talking. They talk about faith and talk about things, and there's not really much to the conversation besides like Father Gabriel, I don't think totally lost his faith, but he wants to be protecting his family, his group, his herd, his flock, his people, and that's what he was doing. At the end of the day, he's going to kill other people to save his own people, and that's basically what he did. Night turns to day. We see Carol at the front gate of Alexandria. Jerry joins her. They talk about it being quiet. They look in the distance. You see Dog and Daryl, because Dog ends up going to Daryl when they're at the Meridian. Father Gabriel, Elijah, and Maggie are on the cart. They come towards the Alexandria front gate. Jerry comments about how many people are there. They lost a lot of people because it's been some time since they have. So they open up the gates to come in. A lot of hugs, kisses, good. Everything's great. Lydia asks about Negan. She's clearly upset that Negan left. And Lisa in the code asks, how did a walker get in the church with Alden? And is that how he died? Got bit. Well, I think the Reapers went to the church. Alden ended up killing the Reaper. So he defended himself and was killed in the process. And they both turned into walkers. So, yes, Alden was a crawler, walker. He's dead. Maggie puts him down. So that's just answering some of the questions here. So inside Alexandria, Connie reunites with Daryl. They have a big hug. Daryl is he's holding a basket or a bushel of apples, and he drops the bushel of apples on the ground when he hugs Connie and hugs Kelly, and they sign, and it's really nice, and it's a good thing. Father Gabriel and Rosita have a nice little conversation. Father Gabriel talks with Aaron about other people died so they could live. And Aaron said, that's what we're going to do then. And I think Father Gabriel, my prediction is that he's going to die because one, he killed the minister, priest, reverend father guy, whoever for the Reapers. And the priest guy was like, he put his knife away and was, unarmed. And Father Gabriel still killed him. So I feel like that's going to happen to him in the Commonwealth. I think he's going to get one of the Commonwealth deaths. But it's just my theory. We thought he was going to die for a while now. But Father Gabriel's still kicking, going strong. So as Father Gabriel and Aaron are talking, Jerry sees something coming down the front gate. He's like, hey, someone's coming. And Father Gabriel's face is great. His expression's like, oh, God. Not again. Can I just catch a break? We've been home for like 12 seconds. God, it never ends, right? It's like 2 seconds, but it's impactful. So Maggie, Daryl, and Jerry are on the little platform. It's like so small. But we see the Commonwealth soldiers coming towards Alexandria. And Daryl's like, you ready? Be ready. And they're ready with their bow and arrows. And the Commonwealth soldiers are on horseback. They got like a cart coming behind them. And Eugene runs around. He's like, hey, whoa, it's okay. We're friends. We're friends. We're good. Hey, we're friends. So it reminds me a lot of season 7, season 8 Eugene when he was with the Saviors and tried to calm the situation down, but he couldn't do it. And here he actually could. So there's a lot of callbacks that I caught. So Eugene gets everybody inside. The Commonwealth are bringing ethanol, a can of ethanol. So Daryl's going to have a motorcycle again, I guess, or whatever. So they come in and Eugene's talking to them and everybody's outside the church and they're talking. And Eugene's like, well, I was out and I was assigned to meet some people and hit the jackpot. And we came across these people and it's probably best if we let you, one of our representatives talk to them from the Commonwealth. So everybody, Lance Hornsby. So he introduces Lance. Lance comes out. So he says, hey, everybody, I'm Lance. I'm from the Commonwealth. And I think what you've done here is really great. I've seen you come on some hard times, but we can provide, whatever, tools and equipment and whatever to patch it up. Or you can come, I got something better for you guys. You can come stay with us, basically. He pans to Daryl. Daryl looks at Maggie. Maggie looks to her right, looks to her left, and now it's a transition from Alexandria. It's done really well, by the way. Alexandria to Hilltop. And 6 months later, it says. So we get a 6-month time jump in 1109. Maggie is at the lookout platform at Hilltop. Elijah is next to her. There's some people inside Hilltop. Maggie looks down, and we see Commonwealth soldiers talking to some guy outside of Hilltop. A person steps away that has a little different outfit. And Maggie says to that person, it doesn't have to go down like this. You don't have to do this. The person takes off their helmet, and it's Daryl as a Commonwealth soldier trooper guy and says, yeah, we do. Or yeah, it does. End of the episode. And that's how it ends. So, man, good stuff. The Reapers are gone, except for Leah. Alden, it was answered. He was killed off. And the Commonwealth steps up, and we have a 6-month time jump. The Commonwealth is connected with Alexandria now. Set up that whole thing. And then next time on The Walking Dead, in 1110, which will air on AMC Plus next week, it's Daryl, Judith, RJ inside the Commonwealth. It's like a fall festival Halloween party. We see Carol inside the Commonwealth following Lance Hornsby. She goes into a filing cabinet, takes some files. So Carol is snooping around and being Carol. Carol being Carol, right? We love it. What else goes down? That's like the big stuff that I remember. We see Pamela Milton with like a hunting rifle and 2 Commonwealth soldiers like in the woods. And like we see like the party. We see Lance Hornsby running around the Commonwealth. We see, I think the party happens next week too in 1110. And so it's great. It's a good thing, man. It's definitely something that made me excited. I was already excited for it. And man, it was a good episode, a really good start. It's the best episode so far in season 11, in my opinion. It's crazy that it took 9 episodes for it to be the best episode. But we answer the Alden thing. The Reapers are gone. And we set up the whole Commonwealth angle now. So it's really good stuff. And then plus there's a time jump. So we have to see what happened. Why is Maggie in Hilltop? Well, we know why Maggie's going to go live Hilltop. That's her place. That's where she's going to live, and that's where she's going to be. But why is it kind of like that separation again? Like Michonne and Hilltop and Tara and Maggie and didn't like each other and go there. But now it's Daryl. So they're reusing story arcs. They're doing the same thing. Rinse, repeat. Shampoo, conditioner, rinse, repeat. Same thing every couple seasons. Season 6, episode 9 was a lot like 1109. So 5 seasons later, they're kind of doing a similar thing too. So it's cool and nice callbacks. Is it lazy writing? Is it easy writing? Is it stuff that we're familiar with? I liked it. It was pretty cool. Have to see what's happening with Negan down the road. So pretty cool. Jon Snow Rule asks, why weren't they wearing their masks? Well, I guess they weren't going to wear their masks around humans to fight them. I guess it was made for show to build it up like, oh, the Reapers are a formidable foe and they're going to do this. Well, they actually did. They took out a lot of people if you think about it. They weren't the best story arc and it was filler for sure. But they took out really all of Maggie's people. They took out Alden. They wounded Elijah. They really were a formidable foe. Pope was pretty weak as a leader. It went Leah going against Pope and it was pretty stupid in my opinion. But overall, it was a good story for what it was. It was filler, but it did fill the gaps, and it was pretty good too. So, let me see. Any other questions that I missed here? I saw one asking about Sebastian Milton, Palin Milton's son. Yeah, he's terrible. But it's by design. He's supposed to be. You know, he's supposed to be a terrible character because it's just he's supposed to be a pretentious, uppity, privileged person. And our people aren't that at all. So, but we had a reunion with Connie and Daryl. It was very nice to see. I think Lydia, Diane are going to go back to Hilltop. Elijah, Maggie are going to be there. We're going to see more people at Hilltop. I don't know what's going to happen with Negan. The whole Negan story arc. He's not going to go away and never be seen again. But we will see him do his own thing. But does he go to the Commonwealth to help out? Is he caught by them? And he has to go to the Commonwealth. Is he there to save the day? Is he there to help? Is he there to, I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be. Slizzle2290, do you think Sebastian can be easier to hate than Jared from the Saviors? I don't know about easier. What do you mean by easier? They're both terrible. Jared was terrible because he was so much power when he was a little punk, but so was Sebastian. But is Sebastian like that? Is he going to cause problems as much as Jared? Or is he just going to be a guy that's like, man, I just hate this kid? Like, is he going to be a problem where he makes someone's job harder, more difficult? Like, I don't know. I mean, Jared and Sebastian are definitely the same line of characters for sure. So I don't know easier. I don't know how to define easier. I just know they're both terrible for sure. But yeah, Jared was just for the show and Sebastian straight from the comic. So we'll have to see, what the differences are. James Hector says, hey, PT, I hope Gabriel gets Dwight's comic death. What do you think? I don't want that to happen, but I could see that happening. So Dwight, for those who don't know, Dwight's comic death comes as he wants to take over the Commonwealth. I don't know if Father Gabriel would want to take over the Commonwealth. It could be a similar idea for his death. I don't know if it's going to be Magna to take that death or if it's going to be a Father Gabriel thing. But who would kill Father Gabriel? Like Dwight is killed by Rick to save the Miltons and save that relationship. Would it be Aaron? Probably. Possibly. That's what we kind of thought it was going with season 10C. They kind of alluded to it. I don't know if it's going to be a bunch of twists and turns for the final 2 parts, part 2 and 3 of the final season. I could see it happening exactly how we think because it's easy to do. And they kind of set it up where Father Gabriel is going to do anything he can to protect his family, his group, his loved ones, Rosita. And if Rosita is part of the Commonwealth army, is she the one that kills Father Gabriel? Is it Aaron that kills Father Gabriel? Is it somebody else entirely? Is it going to be that way at all? We'll have to see, but I could see it happening where Father Gabriel gets that death. It just makes sense. So I was right about Alden not making it out. It just makes sense for that to happen. We weren't sure what was going to happen to Leah. I hope there's some rewarding aspect to her story left, because she's the last Reaper left. But when we met her, she was by herself with Daryl. So it was her and Dog, and then Daryl came along. And then she just left. And then she's part of the Reapers. And now she's alone again. So what are you doing with this character? Is it going to be connected with that? I don't know. So there's a lot of good things. It's great conversation, great topics. I'm really excited to talk about The Walking Dead again, and we'll be talking about it for the next 7-8 weeks. I'll be having some breakdown Easter egg videos. It's going to be a little crazier with work and everything for my job, but I'm still going to try to post videos every day. I'm halfway done my edit. I've been trying to break up the editing a little bit here and there, but I have to get back to finalizing chapters 10 through 18 of In 100 Days Part 3. And I'm excited for the future of the Walking Dead story, My Fight for Us and In 100 Days book series. If you want to check it out on Amazon, we have links in the description here. If you want to check it out too, all the proceeds come back to me to continue with the writing. So it's a good way to help support us and what we do. But overall, guys, thank you. I'll be talking for the next 8 minutes. So if you want to post your questions, I'm excited for the Super Bowl later today. Walking Dead is back. It's definitely something that set up the tone for the next 7 episodes and then the final 8 episodes in part 3. So there's always going to be little twists and turns and remixes here and there. I know next week's episode is going to be focused on the Commonwealth with the group and their jobs. You're going to see the jobs of Daryl, Carol, Jerry, Magna, Ezekiel, I guess, and then we'll have to see how it goes down with Ezekiel and his health. Is Ezekiel saved by Tommy? I would assume so, right? There's no point to have Ezekiel do all this stuff, go live past his comic death, go to the Commonwealth, and then just die. Like, there's no point to have that. It just would be really lackluster and a slap in the character's face. And I don't think The Walking Dead really does that too much. They do that from time to time where the stuff was like, what? What'd you do? I know Angela Kang said we're going to meet another group besides the Commonwealth. So is that the outcasts of the Commonwealth? I would love for it to be another group of the Commonwealth, but also I would really love for it to be the CRM connection. If we don't get a CRM connection, what are we doing in this universe? Why bring these characters around? Why bring a helicopter group just to get Rick out of there? I mean, like, what are we doing, right? It just doesn't make sense. So we'll have to see if they come around. I would love to see more and more connections of it. The Lance Hornsby, Eugene angle. We know that Lance is going to help save Alexandria and our group, but what is Eugene going to have to do to repay that, right? Is the group going to be worth saving? Clearly. If Daryl joins the army, the troopers, if Rosita joins the army, the troopers, if they have a bunch of people with jobs, and it's going to be, it should be worth it. But what is Eugene going to have to do to repay Lance Hornsby? Because Lance Hornsby is not going to do something for free. It's going to be like, well, I did this for you. You need to do this, 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 and this. Okay. Well, do you want... And then the Stephanie angle, the real Stephanie angle, who's the villain? Is it Lance Hornsby? Is it Pamela Milton? Are they both terrible? Are they both bad? Are they both terrible? Is Pamela Milton actually good and Lance tries to overthrow her? I don't know, too, right? So it's one of those things where they left things open, but not open. They left some things... they can do whatever they want on the show. I just hope it makes sense. I hope it's rewarding. I hope it just is a good thing going forward, and it's a rewarding thing the way the show ends. Jeannie Schmidt asks, Q&A, did Judith pass her caretaker curse to Adam? I'm not even sure who Adam is. Who's Adam? I mean, I don't think people are like taking care of Judith anymore. I think Judith is taking care of herself. But when you were babysitting Judith before, you put your life at risk for sure. You were definitely worried about the people taking care of Judith with Tyrese, Beth. You know, the only one that's kind of Barbara is the one that's kind of survived, and she was very much there too. So I don't know if sorry, Adam the Whisperer baby. I don't know. Like, we haven't really seen Adam at all. I mean, the only time it happened was with the lady from what's that show? She was killed off. I think it was the Red Lantern theory more than anything, because all the people with the Red Lanterns around the Red Fair. Yeah, I don't think Aaron's gonna be in danger because of Adam. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Adam. Adam is a super small character, because if anybody was in danger, it would have been Connie, because she took it too, and she's been very much safe. Was it Grace Under Fire was the one? I'm blanking on her name, but she was killed off, and she took over custody, and then I'm blanking on the names too of both the parents that were watching Adam, and they were killed off. But I don't even know where that baby is, and the kid is on there too. But I think Barbara's holding a baby when Lance is talking, so maybe that's Adam. So I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't know of too many other curses right now. I don't know too many other theories that make sense to me. But again, there's a lot of episodes left. So Tammy, that's what it was. Sorry, I couldn't blank. I was blanking on that because it was like so long. It was season 10, and so much stuff happened since then too. And man, but ultimately, guys, we'll have to see how it plays out. Earl and Tammy, they're both gone. So yeah, I mean, unless Barbara, who's been the babysitter to survive it all, I think she's even got red hair too. So it's it's something that she's defying the odds. I don't know where the orange backpack is. We'll have to see if that has survived, but it should be a thing. Brett Butler from Grace Under Fire. She's a great actress from that show. I wonder if that show still holds up. I know Roseanne, that show still holds up. My wife and I watched that on Peacock, and that's still a great show, Roseanne. So overall, guys, 1109, Bob Smith, shout out, please, Bob Smith. So ultimately, guys, 1109, very good episode. Probably the best episode in season 11 so far. Set up some things, answered some things, and I know not every episode can answer stuff. They have to set some things up. Alden went away in like season 11, episode 3 or 4. I think it was 3. And then we finally found out what happened to him in 1109. 6 episodes later, we finally got that answer. The Reapers came and went. Carver got carved up. Leah, very much alive. Daryl is a Commonwealth soldier. Why does he leave? Why does it go away? We'll have to see what happens with the Commonwealth soldier that becomes a waiter, that calls out, don't believe in the Commonwealth. There's problems with the Commonwealth. Why? In the one part of the trailer is Father Gabriel, Aaron, and Daryl going to automobile junkyard, graveyard with the bus there. Daryl's hitting a Commonwealth soldier in the face. He has no Commonwealth armor on. So what happens over these 6 months or beyond? Why is Maggie not excited about the Commonwealth? Not caring about the Commonwealth? Why is she at odds with Daryl? What happened over those 6 months? I guess it could be answered over the remaining 7 episodes. And it should be. It better be answered, right? I mean, they set some things up. So that's what a good episode does. Sets things up, answers other things, has some good moments, action, funny, comedy, suspense. It had it all. It had all the things in a good episode like it should. 1109, great episode, probably the best episode so far. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, guys. I'll be back next Sunday to talk about probably a little 1109 and 1110 and just keep it rolling. Walking Dead is back, baby. Enjoy the Super Bowl tonight. I'll be back next Sunday. Go Rams, go Chiefs, go Bengals, go have a good time. Don't eat too much. Be safe out there. I'll be back next Sunday. See you guys.